hey, just that Kilo. And I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. No cap.
Don't forget I used to put it in your back. I'm about to tell your mama how you roll strap. Much the petty, watch I put you.
All right, today we got Cali Kilo jumping off the porch with us today.
What's up with it? Cali Kilo checking in, you know.
How you feeling today, sir?
Man, I'm always feeling good. Good energy, high vibrations. I'm always on a, higher level. It's good with me.
Oh yeah, and we appreciate having you here on the porch with us today with that high energy.
Yes, sir.
For sure. So let me ask you, how was 2021 for you?
2021 was a cool year. I ain't had no complaints about it or anything, but it could have been better, Music-wise, it could have been better. I feel like I really put on for my city, and I just don't get the support I should.
Yeah. So how are you applying the lessons that you learned in 2021 to 2022?
Man, the way I'm applying the lessons is I'm just going harder. I'm giving them more things to be entertained with, just keeping my content going, being consistent, just putting it really in their face more.
That's real. So for those who wouldn't know, how would you describe growing up in Baton Rouge?
Man, growing up in BR, see, I'm from Sherwood. That's my neck of the woods. I'm from Sherwood. That's the hood. It's like a hood in East Baton Rouge, right in the middle. Growing up for me, it was. I ain't gonna say it was tough because I had both my parents. I had my mama and my daddy. They did what they had to do for me. They instilled obedience in me. So I grew up pretty good, but I still was, I was exposed to the what I'm trying to say, the hard times of poverty and stuff. Yeah.
So how would you say that had an effect on you growing up?
The way it affected me is just, I feel like I ain't grow up like other people. I felt I needed more. I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's just, it was tough because all the people around me was dying and stuff. All my homeboys, people I grew up with from the ages of 5 and up, people started dying once I turned 13 because people was really in the streets. And I didn't know how to handle that because I ain't really had to do all that.
Yeah, I feel you. So when would you say you jumped off the porch?
I jumped off the porch when I was probably about 15. I ain't gonna say I was thugging, but I was doing what I had to do to make myself get by at the age I was. I wasn't doing no extra shit like everybody else was. But I was in the hood, in the streets. Not in the streets not in the streets as in the term of thugging, killing, drinking, shooting and shit like that. But I was in the streets because I was around people that was really getting it out the mud. So I grew up shooting and stuff, shooting videos, and I worked with a lot of upcoming rappers and big rappers that's big now. So I was always around them and seeing the environments they was in. So that's how I feel like I was in the streets.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask, what age did you pick up the camera for the first time?
Man, the age I picked up the camera, I was 12.
Yeah.
12 years old, and my dad bought me my first camera, and I started with taking pictures and stuff. But when I was younger, when YouTube first got popular, I was just I need to get on here somehow. So I used to make little videos. I remember my first video, it's still on YouTube, it was me doing the stanky leg with my first camera. I propped the camera up and I did the stanky leg. That was the first time I ever knew I wanted to do that shit. So then I started shooting parodies. So I'd take a song that was popular and I'd remake it and just make it about me or my life or make it funny or something and just shoot the video for it. If you really deep dive down into me on YouTube, you'll find some crazy shit from when I was younger.
That's crazy.
Shit, yeah.
So how did it transition from you doing parodies, shooting funny videos on YouTube to you filming for some of these big rappers that we know today?
Man, I was always around people okay, so where I grew up in Sherwood, right? But when I was in middle school and high school, they had these little parties and stuff where a lot of the people that was rappers and stuff would go to, which they wasn't as big back then as it is now. But when I was younger, I had a promotion team called Team Takeover. It was me and one of my little homeboys, and we used to throw parties and stuff. So it'll be people like Fredo Bang, WNCY Beezy, G Money, Youngboy, all of them, they would all be at the parties. So that's how I I was always around them. So when I was in like, I want to say probably like 11th grade, I started shooting for Fredo, like doing his shows and stuff, Fredo and G Money. And then after that, everybody else wanted me to shoot their videos, so I just started shooting everybody's videos. I done shot for Fredo Bang, Mr. Kane, Bugatti Casino, Fujiano. I done shot for a lot of people, I ain't even gonna lie. It's so many I can't even name no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel to like know that you found a passion just by doing a stanky leg on YouTube?
Man, it's amazing. Like, it feels great. Like, it's my passion, as well as I always was like involved in performing arts. So music, marching band, videos, editing, all that. It all go hand in hand with me. It's a great feeling, no lie.
Yeah, that's real. So with all that being said, what would you say is the biggest life lesson you learned growing up?
The biggest life lesson I learned growing up. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to think on that one. About anything?
Yeah.
Biggest life lesson I ever learned about anything is that everybody is not your friend. And people will use you to any extent just to get what they want. That's the biggest life lesson I learned.
How you learn that lesson?
Man, I learned it through a lot of situations. Like the
It
person,
sound like that came from a story.
man, the
son.
person I am, like I'm so nice, and I'm nice to the extent to I shouldn't really be that nice, but I always give people I always have sympathy for people and like give them a chance to like, you know, show that they can be a better person type stuff. But I ain't lying, like me, I done helped so many people out in certain ways and they just fucked me over in the end. That's the biggest lesson I learned. You can't trust everybody. Everybody not your friend for real.
That's real.
It don't matter who they is. Sometimes it's sometimes it's people you grew up with since diapers. You really can't trust everybody. Everybody is not your friend. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing that motivates people, and that's a dollar bill. That'll make a nigga change. You never know.
I feel that. So when would you say you started making music?
I wrote my first rap when I was 6, but I had always seen my daddy making beats and stuff, so I'd just be in there listening to him making beats and just be saying little shit that came out my head. I never really got into the studio till I was like 12, but when I was like 9, I had these pair of headsets that you can speak through. So I'd take the headset, stick it in my computer, and I had this little program called Audacity. Bullshit ass program. You really can't do nothing on that bitch but record. So I like put the little track on there and I put the headphones to my mouth like this and I just be rapping through that bitch. That's how I made my first song. So I say I really started rapping when I was about 8 or 9.
That's gold.
Yeah.
So what kept you inspired to, you know, pursue rap until now?
Man, I think what really kept me inspired is like my father and probably my siblings. My little sister and my little brother, I really just wanna, you know, be better for them. So I kept doing it, show them not to give up on what you really love. I really love music.
That's cool. Who would you list as some of your musical influences?
My musical influences? I don't have influences, but I do have a top 5.
Okay.
I can say my top 5.
Yeah, let's say the top 5.
Because I don't really think I'm influenced by anybody. My top 5, in no specific order: Missy Elliott, Gwen Stefani, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Timbaland. That's my top 5.
That's an intriguing top 5.
Yeah. My favorite artist when I was younger, still to this day, was Gwen Stefani. Like, I had every Gwen Stefani album. Like, it was just something about her beats and the production on her albums that went crazy. Like her, Missy Elliott, and Timbaland,
Couldn't tell you nothing.
top 3. Them top 3.
Yeah.
The other 2, they at the bottom, but them top 3 for sure. No cap. Shout out to Timbaland, he hard.
What would you say it was about that top 5 that gravitated you to them?
Man, I think it was always their delivery And the beats was always cold. And I know Timbaland and Missy Elliott, they produced a lot of their stuff. The beats was always cold. And it was just something about the way Gwen Stefani sounded on the tracks. Like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, that's just, you know, LA. I'm heavily influenced by LA because my family my daddy from Compton, my uncles, my grandpa, they all from LA. So I was heavily influenced by California culture when I was growing up. So that's where the name Cali come from too. That's why a lot of people call me Cali. Yeah.
So where Kilo come from?
Kilo come from, when I was younger, people would be like, keep it 100, keep it real. I'd be like, keep it 1,000. So I just started calling myself Kilo, and I'd be like, keep it Kilo, like, keep it G, keep it real. Like, that was just a saying I came up with. So I just put Cali and Kilo together. At first, it used to be Cali cocaine, because I was in love with the honey cocaine era and the tiger era, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna slap this bitch on the back of my name too, but I had to eventually change that bitch.
So how would you describe your current thoughts on the rap game?
Current thoughts on the rap game.
Or just the culture as in general?
I feel like nobody really original. Everybody not being themselves. A lot of people influenced by social media, and you know, they let social media get to their head and they just start doing crazy wild shit. Like, so I feel like unoriginal and unauthentic. That's what the rap game is to me right now. Like, it's not real. Everybody acting, putting on a show. But I mean, they entertain us, so you gotta entertain, but still you should be who you are.
Yeah. So what would you say is some of the risks you had to take to be successful?
Some of the risks I had to take to be successful. I had to put myself first. I wasn't putting myself first all the time. I feel like I was worried about a lot of other stuff and a lot of other people, and I was too nice. I was helping other people too much and not helping myself. So I really just had to push everything to the side and put me first, because this is really what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you describe the music scene back at home in BR?
Man, all right. So BR, when I was growing up, the music scene was crazy. Like, we had that jig area, jigging music, like Sam I Am and CeeLo and all them, you know, club bangers bucking through the club and stuff. Right now, everybody want to sound like Youngboy. I'm sorry, everybody wanna be the next Youngboy, so everybody trying to follow that wave. Like, it's unoriginal and unauthentic. Like, just like I said about the rap game in general, Baton Rouge right now, everybody trying to make the same sound. It's not what it is. And I understand that, you know, Youngboy did pave a new sound and a new wave for people, but everybody ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do that to make it out.
Yeah. What do you feel it would take to get BR's creative wave back flowing and creative juices back mellowing again? You know what I mean?
Everybody to work together again. Everybody hating on each other out there. I don't know what it is. It's like everybody want to be the next man. Everybody worry about what the next man make, how much money he get, et cetera, et cetera. If everybody worked together like they used to do back in the day, like Trill Entertainment, the concentration camp, man, if they just work together and group up like how Atlanta and Florida niggas and California niggas be doing, it'll be a whole new game changer. Like, it'll definitely, I wouldn't say it'll be back the same, but it'll be on that same, it'll be that same blueprint and better than what it was before.
Yeah. Would you say it's hard to make it out of BR though?
Oh, is it hard to make it out of BR with music or just make it out?
Yeah, say with music. Or with any creative talent.
I feel like they make it hard to make it out with music. Like,
yeah.
Everybody want to be a gangster, a thug, and rap just like they knocking shit off and shit. Like, so they making it hard for themselves. That shit really not cool. Like, nigga don't want to hear that shit all day. Nigga don't want to hear about killing that nigga all day. Like, that's just negative energy. I'm more on like positivity and shit. But yeah, they make it hard for themselves for sure. It shouldn't be as hard as it is, especially when we got people like Youngboy, Boosie, Gates, Fredo, all them that done came out already.
Yeah. So you saying basically like, it could be a whole nother sound besides killing a nigga and knocking shit off.
right?
Like it's other shit to talk about.
It's a lot of other shit to talk about, like completely other shit to talk about.
That's
like,
true.
I ain't saying go make gospel music or nothing, but I'm just tired of niggas popping pills, killing niggas, and putting niggas in the dirt, whatever they want to say. Fuck.
Yeah, I feel you. So out of all the celebrities you encountered, who would you say was the coolest?
Who was the coolest? Oh, that's tough. I gotta run it through. Who was the coolest? Easy. Rico Nasty was the coolest person I ever met. I swear to God.
I love Rico, bro.
Rico cool as a bitch, dog. Me and Rico, we really bonded on some shit. How I met Rico is she was performing in New Orleans like two or 3 years ago. And I ended up DMing her. I was like, if you want somebody to recap the show, I'll come shoot for you. Man, she got her manager to DM me, and he put my name on the list and stuff, and that's how it happened. Like, I went to the show, shot for her, we chilled backstage and shit. We just bonded on some shit. And so what we had in common is we was beefing with the same girl, a girl named Bali Baby. We'll get into that later. But we was beefing with the same girl. I had an altercation with the girl, and she had an altercation too. So that's how we had connected on some shit.
So what made Rico so cool?
Man, she really genuine. She herself, like, she don't be faking. The way she act, like, on the media is how she act in real life. She 100% authentic person. Like, she cool as fuck. She just got good vibes, bro. Good energy, good vibes. She just cool to talk to, no cap.
For sure. Shout out Rico Nasty, man.
Shout out Rico Nasty for sure.
Now, why we don't like Bali Baby?
Bali Baby, how the situation started. What year is it? 2022? So in 2018, Bali Baby was doing a tour called the Playgirl Tour. And she was looking for artists to perform. So boom, all my homegirls, people that supported me, etc., was like DM'd her, tagged her in my posts, and it was like, let her perform, blase, blase. So boom, it came to, we ended up communicating on like, if I wanted to perform, it was a fee you had to pay to perform. I was like, cool, I ain't had no problem with that. I paid the fee to perform, but when the show rolled around, she canceled the show with no communication. So I had already traveled all the way from Louisiana to Atlanta and was in Atlanta, waiting on the show to go on. And the day of, it was no communication that the show got canceled. So whole time I'm hitting her up, DMing her, et cetera, like, why is there no communication? You canceled the show. I wasn't even mad about it. I was like, cool, you canceled the show. With the money I already paid, let me at least pull up, link with you, take some pictures, some little videos for Instagram, anything. Like, I'm not tripping, but she wasn't communicating back. So I ended up like asking for the money back, and there was still no communication. So what I did was, my last straw was, I sent her one last DM, and she ended up replying back. Nothing being messy, she was just like saying, she wasn't giving the money back, basically. So I made a diss song. Like, you basically just tried to jack me. So I made a diss song about it, and I dropped a diss song. It did real good, numbers went up, the video went crazy. And that's when it got posted on Say Cheese. And when Say Cheese posted it, she took it upon herself to go comment under the post like, oh, you got jacked, goofy, with like a clown face or some shit. Like, she was saying buku shit in the comments. I went and deleted all her shit back. So boom, I was like, cool. She did that. She ended up having a show later that year. This happened in like maybe June, July. So she had a show later that year, Rolling Loud, LA, 2018. It was December 16th. I remember the exact day, because the only reason I went out there, it was to confront her, like, what the fuck going on? So boom, it must have been God, y'all, I swear to God. It had to been God, because I got to LA got my ticket. I had a VIP ticket, VIP wristband where you walk around where everybody be at in the back, the celebrities and everything. Soon as I walked past the VIP, she was walking off stage. So we made eye contact. She was like over there and I was like right here. So we made eye contact and all she said was, don't come over here. Soon as she said that, I ran up, bing, 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 took a wig off her head and everything. So she was with like five other girls. They started jumping me and shit, kicking me in the head and shit. Some big bitches too. She was with some big bitches. Kicking me in the head and shit. We was on the ground, tussling, rolling. I had a wig, so I wasn't tripping. I had Bella in the headlock. I'm not even gonna lie. I had her in the headlock while all the other girls was kicking me in the head and shit. So boom, the people ended up breaking that up. The police and shit. They held me on the ground. Was like, we're not gonna let you up because we think you having concussion. They kicked you in the head, blase, blase. So they hold me on the ground, not letting me get up. While they got like Bella and her homegirls over there, like recording and shit, like she just knocked me out or some shit. But truth is, I beat the whole ass. And they did jump me, but I didn't care about nobody else in that circle but her. I did what I had to do. Her wig was off, everything, all that. They asked if I wanted to press charges. I was like, no. They asked her if she wanted to press charges. If somebody would have pressed charges, we both would have went to jail. Nigga ain't have time for all that. But recently, I want to say a couple months ago, she just dropped a song where she low-key dissed me in the song. And like on her page, if you go look on her page, she put me at the front of the video, which was the video of when me and her like had the altercation, It Rolling Loud. So she just brought it back up after years. So it is what it is. I ain't even gonna speak on that no more. It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. If I see her again, we see each other again.
Straight like that.
No cap. If we see each other, it is what it is.
I feel that. Did you feel accomplished after you had the wig though? I need to know, like.
Man, I really should have snatched the chain, but taking the whole wig off her head, that's some milestone shit too, cause bitch, you just got your wig snatched off your head. Yeah, I felt accomplished. Fuck it, I felt accomplished. Fuck her, fuck that hoe.
So what else we got planned for 2022?
Man, 2022, you heard me. I got a single out called Beat It Up. I'm finna drop the video in a few. I got some features with different artists, different big artists, different mainstream artists. Got a song with Erica Banks coming out soon. You know, we're gonna work on the video for that soon. I'm just really 2022. I'm working harder than I ever worked. I'm dropping more than I ever dropped. I'm getting shit done for real.
That's
no
real.
cap.
What is it that you want listeners to take when they turn on the Cali Kilo record?
Like what I want them to take in? I'm different. I'm not like, you wouldn't even think I'm from Baton Rouge. I'm not like nobody where I'm from, and I'm not like nobody that's out. No cap. And you can listen to me, you gonna listen to me, and there's nobody you can compare me to. Off top.
That's real. Any last words and shout outs?
Man, you already know what it is. Stream some music, Cali Kilo. I'm out here.
For sure, Cali Kilo. We appreciate having you on the porch today with us.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget I used to put it in your back. I'm about to tell your mama how you roll strap. Much the petty, watch I put you